The year is 1894. Nicholas Romanov marries his childhood sweetheart Alexandra. Later on, the couple had four daughters: Grand Duchess Olga, Tatiana, Maria, and Anastasia, with their youngest and only son, the Tsarevich, Alexei. Alexei was born with a condition called hemophilia, a condition where the blood does not clot properly. Because of Alexei's condition, his parents sought after doctors and healers to help him. Finally, the family found Rasputin, a self-proclaimed holy man who helped Alexei with his hemophilia. Later, in 1914, Russia takes part in World War I, and Nicholas leaves to take charge of the troops. This left Alexandra in charge of Russia. While in charge, Rasputin manipulates her and helps her make poor decisions for the country. His influence enrages the Russian public. 1917, shortly after Nicholas returns from World War I, an uprising takes place, known as the February Revolution. The people hope to overthrow the Romanov rule in Russia. The public grows more and more enraged with the Romanovs and how they have handled the country. Protests and fighting take place in the streets in Russia. In 1918, the Bolsheviks, a communist political group, take power and place the Romanovs under arrest. Nicholas abdicates the throne, and he and his family are imprisoned and lose everything. Before the family is moved into their new prison home, they sew jewels into the girls' corsets as to secure some of their finances. The family is moved to Ekaterinburg, to a home with boarded-up windows and doors. The family was under strict surveillance with over 300 guards. The family was able to have a physician as well as 3 servants with them. July 17, 1918, the family and their servants were woken up in the middle of the night and moved into the basement. A military leader by the name of Yakov Yurovsky read an execution order and had his men open fire on all 7 Romanovs and their 4 servants. After a botched execution that lasted 20 minutes, the bodies were loaded into a truck and driven out to the surrounding forest to be buried. The 4 daughters had survived the initial bullets due to their jewels being sewn into their corsets. The jewels had acted as a bulletproof vest. Upon more shots and bayonet stabbings, the entire family had been proclaimed dead. Or so it seemed. Rumors surrounding the story that one of the daughters, 17-year-old Anastasia, had in fact survived the massacre due to the aid of one of the executioners. A man claimed to have helped her escape in the forest that night. 10 years after the massacre, in 1928, a woman by the name of Anna Anderson claimed that she was the Grand Duchess Anastasia. The woman had a striking resemblance to Anastasia and knew things about the Romanovs that were not widely known. It wasn't until 1991, once the USSR fell and became Russia, that a shallow grave was found in Ekaterinburg containing the remains of the Romanovs. There were in the grave 9 bodies found, 2 adult males, 4 adult females, and 3 young females. 2 bodies were missing from the shallow grave. It is your job to determine whether or not all 7 members of the Romanov family were in the shallow grave, or if Anna Anderson was truly the Grand Duchess Anastasia. You will be using bioinformatics to draw your conclusions.